What's good, y'all? Welcome to Ready Tape. As y'all know, man, we coming off of a terrible, terrible loss against the Saints, 24-0. And I've been very critical of this damn offense. I got to be straight up with you guys. And I think this is the turning point for me. Before I hop into this video, though, man, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate you guys pulling up. Now, let's get into it. Things first, Derek Carr, this dude does not take any accountability whatsoever. He's a 9-year veteran acting like a rookie, really looking like a rookie out there on the playing field as well, especially when he goes out there in press conferences and lacks the accountability of saying, look, it's my fault, which he doesn't do. And it's not always about what you say, but sometimes it's about what you don't say. And what he didn't say is, it's my fault. And I would really like him to go out there and say that because it is his fault. He's been failing to lead this offense to where it's supposed to be. When Mark Davis brought in Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels, what was the expectations? The expectations were that we were going to stack on the wins from last year, being a playoff team, and go into this one and stack up and be able to win a playoff game. Now, what ultimately ends up happening is that we're 2-5, guys. 2-5. 24-0. Josh McDaniels is the head coach. Derek Carr is the quarterback, and Derek Carr cannot lead this offense or make a decision for himself to go out there and lead this offense to do anything. And all he does is say, I'm doing it the way the coach wants me to do it. I'm doing it how the coach would want me to put the football or how he would want me to throw the football or reading it how the coach would want me to. At what point are you going to tell yourself, Derek Carr, I'm going to go out here and do what I need to do to win the game because I've been in the league for 9 years. I know what needs to be done. I'm the one out there looking at the defense and know where the ball could go to be able to beat this defensive scheme. He's the one ultimately at the end of the day making the decision, but he always puts the accountability or he always puts the whatever blame on the head coach saying, I'm doing it how the coach wants me to do it. And that right there is all I need to know for these past year or so. He even did it with John Gruden. He's doing it with Josh McDaniels. The fact that he is not here anymore to be the Raiders quarterback. He is here to be a puppet. He is here to be a robot for whatever the damn coach wants him to do. Him standing in the pocket for 3 to 5 seconds, willing to take a sack or just throw the ball away instead of improvising, trying to move, trying to make something happen is totally unacceptable, guys. Why are we going to go ahead and let this man rip us apart every single year in and year out? He's making $19 million this year. Next year, his cap doubles and he'll get $35 million. And his dead cap will be $5 million. So if we cut him, we save $30 million. If not, then we'll have $110 million invested into the offense, guys. That is more than half of the salary cap invested into the offense. And we'll only have $50 million invested into the defense. But we'll only have $30 million in cap space. How are we going to be able to move forward and people want to blame the defense when everything is invested into the damn offense? You talk about Hunter Renfrow. He's getting $3 million right now. Next year, he gets $13 million. Right now, Derek Carr gets 19. Next year, he gets 35. So on and so forth. Cole Miller next year gets 17 million. Devontae Adams next year gets about 15 plus. Darren Waller's contract, his money is going to be going up. So when you talk about all these contract extensions that we did for the offense, not only that, will we bring back Josh Jacobs, who's actually been the only guy showing up these last few games and the reason we won any of these last few games? Is he going to get a new contract? And if so, that's only more money going into the defense because we know his franchise tag is going to be a premium. And if we re-sign him, it's going to be a premium because of the way he's been running. So when you're talking about keeping Derek Carr, when you talk about who's at fault, when you talk about anything whatsoever, who needs to go, who needs to stay, one thing I will say for certain is that Derek Carr cannot continue to sabotage this football team because ultimately what's going to happen, I feel like, what is going to happen, we've seen this happen multiple times, is we have a terrible season right now, and we're going to continue to have a terrible season. Our record could be, maybe 4-10 in week 15. And then all of a sudden we win 1 or 2 games and it makes us go backwards in the draft order to where instead of now picking top 5, we're picking around 9 or 10, or we're picking in the middle of the pack, but we don't make the playoffs. That only hurts us even more, and it happens all the time. That's the difference between us drafting a Quinnen Williams and getting Cleveland Farrell. This is the differences between a guy going 1 pick ahead of us because we wanted to win that last game of the season, because Derek Carr wanted to fight for that last win of the season, just to say we actually won at the end of the season with a win. Who gives a shit if we're not making the playoffs? Mark Davis said at the press conference when we had brought in Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler that this is not a rebuild, guys. This is not a rebuild, nation. This was supposed to be stacking the chips. This was supposed to be stacking the blocks. This was not supposed to be a season of, oh, we're going to figure it out. Oh, it wasn't good enough. No, nobody was ever saying that at the beginning of this offseason. Nobody was saying that we didn't have the pieces to go out and be successful. We went all in, and it's evident. But all of a sudden, with hindsight, people want to change that narrative. No, let's call it what it is. We went all in. We were supposed to stack the chips on from last year, and we're supposed to continue moving forward and make the playoffs. And it's not it's not what's happening at the end of the day. So we need to make some major changes. And I think it starts with Derek Carr and it starts with Josh McDaniels and this regime. And I think we need to make a few changes to really move forward because whatever they're doing is not working. Derek Carr does not seem to take accountability. He does not seem like he wants to step up and be the leader that I think he should be as a quarterback. Make decisions on the offensive side of the ball. Be the one to help make decisions on what play calls are going to be out there because you've been the Raiders quarterback for 9 years. You've been here longer than anybody that has been here, longer than anybody in this regime has been here, okay? So how can you sit back and say you want what the coach, you're going to do what the coach wants you to do? It's unacceptable, and Raider fans deserve much better. And I think this is the turning point for the Raiders, and I think it's time for a new era. So I hope we don't go out there and decide to win a few games throughout the season and just not make the playoffs because it's only going to hurt our draft position. And I'm not saying that we tank, but what I am saying is that be on the lookout for us to have one of those seasons to where, yeah, we do terrible, but all of a sudden Derek Carr wants to go out there and win a few games at the end and bump us back into the draft order and say, well, at least we ended the season right with a win and we can move on to next year. No, I hope that doesn't happen. And I hope I don't hear that from him because I don't want to move on next year with him as a quarterback. And I don't want to win any more games. I'd rather just continue to save our capital. But let me know what you guys thinking down in the comments, man. Is it Derek Carr's fault, Josh McDaniels' fault? I'm not even going to talk about the defense in this video because I have nothing to say about the defense. They have been consistently the same defense we've seen all year. Out of 5 games, they've allowed 24 or 23 points in every single game. So they've showed that consistency that they are going to probably give up 23 to 24 points. The offense hasn't shown any consistency. They could barely score more than 23 or 24 points, and that's all we needed to win most of our games. And this is the Ferrari of this team. This is the investments on this team. You do not go out there and invest in the offense for them to score 0 points against the Saints, 31st ranked defense, and everybody tells me this offense is ranked top 5. So tell me how ironic that is. This is why you need to watch the game and quit Googling stats and thinking just because we rank somewhere that it makes a difference. It doesn't make any sense. There's no way a top 5 offense scores 0 points no matter who the hell you're playing. No matter who you're playing, you're not going to score 0 freaking points. That is ridiculous. And then turn the ball over twice in your own territory and then blame the defense for giving up, 10 points because you turn the ball over in your own damn territory. Well, no shit. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. It's going to be a frustrating week, obviously. Even if we beat the Jags, I don't care. It's the Jaguars. It's the Jaguars. I mean, we still last in the division. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to go check out Redemption Brand and check out some gear. Hit that like and subscribe button, y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Till next time, ready to tape.